A scathing op-ed saying the President of the United States thinks his Election Day victory gives him the right to operate outside the Constitution, and that's why the White House now controls the automotive and banking industries. South Carolina Senator Jim DeMint joins you right now. Senator, nothing like ruffling a few feathers at the time you're connecting in Washington. So you say the big guy's completely gone past the Constitution?
Well, Neil, that's the way it appears, particularly from my view here on the inside. When he said, "I won," I think he said, "I'm going to make the rules." And everything he's done since then suggests that. And when people have asked me about his nomination for the Supreme Court, I said the best way to understand that is to understand the motivation of the president when he made that. And that begins to connect all the dots between taking over General Motors, AIG, all of the other activity that's going on. The president appears to be ignoring the Constitution, and he wants someone that is going to expand that, I think, on the Supreme Court.
Well, you know, the Supreme Court thing notwithstanding, Senator, this is the one bone I can't let go, so maybe I'm just a dumb dog here, but all these czars, they're fascinating me. We've got 13 or 14 czars. We've got a cybersecurity czar to come. We have a car czar. At least that one made sense because it rhymed. But now today we got a Great Lakes czar. I kid you not, Senator. Great Lakes czar. I have no idea what that dude's going to do outside of boss around some fish. And I'm thinking, all right, I could see giving a president a czar. Throw out a czar. Throw out maybe one or two task forces. But that's it. This dude's up to 14. And both Democrats and Republicans in Congress are just letting it happen. What is the deal with you guys?
Well, we need to remember that czars are a Russian term, as far as I know.
And it didn't work out too well for the last one, did it?
Well, and we're blurring the lines between what the executive branch should do, the legislative branch, and the courts. And frankly, I think the Congress is completely giving up its responsibility in a lot of areas. I mean, we gave the Treasury $700 billion as a rotating line of credit as a slush fund. And we did that to the International Monetary Fund.
But now what's changing, and you were ahead of this, Senator, than a lot of people, but now a lot of your Democratic colleagues are saying with all this czar stuff, whoa, 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 whoa. You know, these czars control over $1 trillion worth of our money now, and they're not answerable to Senator DeMint. They're not answerable to any of your 99 colleagues. They're not answerable to anyone. So best I figure people like Steve Ratner pop in the White House, go to the White House mess, probably get a free lunch, and go home. And they're calling all the shots.
Well, that was the purpose of this op-ed that I wrote, Neil, is we've got a real problem here. We're ignoring the Constitution. The president thinks that he has no limits, that there are no limits on government, and he's talking about a Supreme Court justice who's going to use empathy and compassion and their life experiences. And he has said, and I quoted him in the article, that he thinks our Constitution is inadequate, that it's a charter of negative liberties, and that it needs to be revised in his mind to tell the government what it's supposed to do for people when the whole purpose of the Constitution is to limit what this government does. I think we've got some big troubles here, and the point of the op-ed is to say it's not about just one nomination, it's about a whole way of operating here, and we've got to stop it. And I'm just calling on the American people to, particularly to their Democrat senators and congressmen, enough's enough. Let's stop what's happening here.
Yeah, because you weren't taking political sides in this. You were just saying the process itself is going beyond the bounds of what a president can legally do. But, Senator, I'm going to watch it closely. Thank you very, very much.
Thanks, Neil.